They evolved from many species, mostly from monkeys they came. I was created by one God who breathed me life and made blood flow through my veins. Built pyramids and then discovered the laws of mathematics. You were probably an eighth in as I saw knowledge and had to grab it. The greatest civilized nation ever known to our time. While y'all was just in caves, empires was being built by my kind. No asterisk beside the accomplishments that we done made. Put an asterisk beside the few things to life that you gave. From what I read in school, the end of slavery was our story. But I had to CSI those words to know our true glory. I should call you kings and queens, and on your head place a golden crown. I give myself a title of nobility for all the things that we done laid down. And you should stand on your feet right now and begin to applaud and cheer on what generations have made it through just trusting in God. Lost over 1 million lives on a long boat ride. To this day they couldn't kill us. We know how to survive. I take the title of president and give my Latino brother El Presidente. You may not have liked me before, but the revolution is here and I know you're gonna ride with me. July the 4th, let's celebrate a day of independence. A party for a constitution with me 1/3 of a man in it. The Emancipation Proclamation, oh yeah, we love those days because they emancipated our proclamation and Lincoln didn't even free his slaves. And when the world came against us, we held down our own. Alexander Graham Bell put it out, but we've been calling Jesus on the phone. And for the killings we did in retaliation, I don't consider it a wrong. Their story wasn't black enough for his story, so I made my own. 40 acres and a mule times 30 million as we grow. Give us half the 50 states, keep Hawaii because we don't mess with water no more. We won't have the armed forces, you can keep your soldiers in the rock because we gonna use our military to just hold down the block. And 60% of agriculture and 100 billion in restitution. And if you ain't talking about meeting my demands, then white man, you can keep it moving. We was tired of picking cotton, so we invented the cotton gin. Peanuts don't taste good on white bread, but peanut butter, that's when a black man stepped in. We thought you'd pay us back one day, so we got you in an emergency. For all the swine you eat, Dr. Daniel Hale Williams will perform open heart surgery. And y'all could never feel a rhythm, still we let you dance wild. And when y'all was bored in the 80s, we let you borrow Al Sharpton's hairstyle. And they was fortified and mortified by fake dignitaries. Made yourself glorified, but now horrified by the wrath that I carry. And you can catch me on TV every day popping them bottles. Why shouldn't I celebrate life each day when I'm living full throttle? My life be like a monster truck, I'm just rolling through obstacles. And my kids see their daddy every day. Hard work is our role model. My mother dug the Nile with your mother at her side. While our fathers raised the land, my history grew from a child. My grandma built souls from volcanoes while grandpa pulled continents apart. My history grew into a grown man. That's when his greatness will start. Great-grandma blew in the Bahamas and hand-picked each grain of sand, while great-grandpa took a chisel and sculpted countries with his hand. And when time hit the beginning, my history was full-blown. And I dare anyone to come against me now as I sit upon my throne. Held my spot from the beginning when time was unknown. Their story wasn't black enough for his story, so I made my own. Their story, when written, was smitten with lies. Their backbone made from the teeth of black men pulled out with the plies. Their story was of murder, torture, and raping the earth. I got an F in school in American story, not willing to accept that search. Their story was like adore me, I'm the best that you known. When I build a land not for me, and that truth was long gone. Wasn't black enough for his story. He had a different version to tell of Nefertiti and of Aphrodite's and of the morning dew smell. Wasn't black enough for his story, so I sojourned for the truth, and I ate in Marquis Garvey's garden where Alex Haley grew fruit from roots. Wasn't black enough for his story when there was no hope left. Surgery before anesthesia, so I call upon him Hotep. Wasn't black enough for my story with the story he was telling. But when I looked for his story, everybody was forgetting. So I made up my own. It couldn't be far from the truth. I took all that they claimed and said that it was made by you. And all the wiles that they tamed, multiplied that by 2. For lands that I've conquered while bodies dread red and seas of blue. I made up my own. Who can dispute the facts? When I roll with Benjamin Banneker, who first laid down your tracks. And I'm a northerner through Malcolm, a southern gentleman taught by Madam CJ, protesting nonviolence with Martin, but I beat you down on the replay. And I'm the champion of the world, and they didn't know it to Ali. And did you catch Ali? Cause never will Ali. And when the storyteller walked off, they clapped and stood to their feet. Cause his story wasn't black enough for their story, and it felt so sweet. And when I asked him his name, he said it was his. Last name Story, son, and that's all I can give. Well, could you repeat the story again is the question that I asked, and he said their story wasn't black enough for his story, but dwell on the future, not the past. Hallelujah.